Good afternoon, lovely people. Welcome back to YogaCandi and welcome back to another live class. I'm Candice, and today I have a very easy 4 stretches that you guys can add into your daily routine, which you can either add it into your yoga practice or at the end of a cardio fitness workout or whatever you want to, especially if your hips are feeling particularly tight. Today I'm going to keep it really simple and very, very beginner. I will be giving modifications as well for people who have maybe more flexible hips, but we're going to start off all 4 postures in the easiest way possible so that you guys that perhaps have very tight hips can find some accessibility within the poses. So what we're going to need today, just to help ease you into some of them, especially if you're a complete beginner, is a yoga strap. If you have one, if not, then grab a belt or a rolled up hand towel, something like that. As this is a live video, I'd recommend grabbing it in a second, but if anybody watches it on playback, then maybe just pause the video and go and grab your props and then start the video again. And the other thing is, if you have a soft sort of foam type yoga block, then have those handy as well. If you don't have something like that, you can either have stacked up books, but I want you to have something a little softer. So maybe a couple of cushions or pillows or something like that would be handy. They'd be a little bit more useful for what we're going to do today. So for somebody who's just joined in, grab yourself a strap, a belt or a rolled up towel, a nice soft type foam yoga block, and if you don't have that, then grab a couple of pillows or a couple of cushions. Okay. So guys, this is, before we begin, I just want to let you know that although today's all about stretching out the hips, there's something very important you need to understand about hips and about joints. So, who have we got? Happy Hump Day. Cheers, Brian. Happy Hump Day. Yes, so the important thing you guys need to know is that flexibility is a very good thing for the body, but we need to add balance whatever it is we're doing in our lives. So when we create flexibility, we also want to create strength. Now today's video is only about the stretching part of yoga, but I do recommend that whatever you do, counteract it with some type of strengthening postures or some type of cardio or some other form of fitness, whether it be the actual physical asana side of yoga or some running or something. Because the most important thing is to keep our joints nice and healthy. And if we overstretch, say the hips, for instance, and they're very weak, then what's that going to do? That's not going to be very good for our joints, and our joints are not going to have that stability that they need. And the same thing for guys that maybe are at the gym and you're really frantically working out all the time. You're building a lot of muscle and a lot of strength, but then you're maybe lacking the flexibility. So this video would be great for you. You want to create flexibility with your strength, and then that way we're keeping our joints and our bodies really balanced and really healthy. All right, guys, I'm going to head over to the mat. I hope you all can hear me completely clearly and well, and I do hope the internet behaves for us today. So if anybody has any questions, then feel free to ask me, and at the end of the class I'll just have a little scroll through any comments that you guys have left and just make sure that I get back to you on them. But when I'm on the mat, I'm not going to be able to read them. I'm really sorry, guys. Right, okay, so make sure you've got your props handy. I'm going to put them aside. I see we have a couple more people joined in. So guys, the props you need is either a couple of pillows, 2 soft yoga blocks if you have them, and a yoga strap, a belt, or a rolled up towel, and that's it. Okay. So we're going to start off on our backs, and I'm sure you're all thinking, oh, thank God. I know what it's like midweek, and especially lunchtime if you've been working. This is beautiful. So come down onto your backs. Keep your knees nice and, your feet nice and close to your bum. And let's lift up our right leg. Take your right leg and we're going to place it in a figure 4 shape. So you want to make sure that it's at a 90-degree angle to the ground. Kind of point your feet and then flex your toes so that your toes are looking up towards the sky. So rather than flexing your whole foot like this, instead point the foot and then flex the toes. And this is going to keep the knee nice and safe. For those of you that are very inflexible, I recommend grabbing your strap or your belt right now, placing it behind the left leg and using that to lift the leg off the ground and just pull that leg as close to your body as possible. Now this stretch is going to get into that right hip, so you should feel that on the outside of the right hip. If you've got the flexibility and you can grab behind your leg without the strap, then put the strap aside and grab behind the knee on the left side and pull the legs down towards your body. So be where you are. It's absolutely fine if all you can do is hold on with your strap. Just make sure you listen to your body and stay really present, guys. Listen to all these sensations. You can even use that right elbow to push the right leg a little further away from the body so that you're getting a little deeper into that stretch. Wherever you are, make sure you get into the pose nice and comfortably. Point your face up towards the sky, close your eyes, and let's take 5 deep breaths in and out of the nose. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 'and take one more breath, 5, listen to the sensations in the body, and if anything doesn't feel right, guys, at all during the class today, then make sure that you ease out of the pose nice and easily. Now very slowly, let's just maybe give our leg a little bit more of a squeeze. Take one deep breath. Exhale and let's release everything down. Take that leg up into the air and let's just move it up and down. Don't worry if you can't lift it as high as I'm lifting it, just as high as you can is absolutely fine. Give it a little bit of movement here. And then let's place that leg on the ground, close to your bum, and let's do the same thing on the opposite side. So lift your left leg up into the air, start to externally rotate the hip so that you come into your figure 4 once again. Point the feet and then flex the toes to face up towards the ceiling. Okay, now you can grab your strap and wrap it around this right leg and pull it in towards the body. But if it's possible, grab behind that leg, behind that knee. And just be where you are. Listen to your body. Your body knows, it knows if something isn't right. So then just slowly ease out of whatever it is that doesn't feel right for you. All right, let's become still once again. Let's close our eyes with our face facing up towards the sky. Try to keep your shoulder blades down on the ground. Keep your tailbone down on the ground as well. Don't allow that to come up too much. Let's take our 5 deep breaths here. 1, 2, 3. Perhaps on the exhale, you can bring your knee a little bit closer towards the body. 4. Take one more deep breath here. And 5. Open your eyes and maybe squeeze your legs a little bit closer towards your body. Getting a little bit deeper into that hip, only if you can and only if it feels comfortable. As you exhale, let's slowly release the legs. Drop the right leg to the ground, lift the left leg up in the air, and let's just move that hip up and down. You may even hear a little bit of clicking in the hip, and that's fine, as long as it's not painful. And then let's bring that hip back down and come up into a comfortable seat. So now we're going to take our legs out wide to the side of us. Oh, is everything all right? Yep, everything's good. I thought I by mistake switched off my mic then. So now sit, we're going to come into butterfly. So sit with the inner soles of your feet touching each other. With a closed book, keep your toes together. Now some of you will have your legs up here, especially complete beginners, and that's fine. That just means that your hip flexors are very tight, and that's okay. So bring your feet, your heels, as close to your groin as possible. Hold on to your toes if this is accessible. If it's not, and you find yourself rounding too much, instead, place your hands behind you and try to keep your back nice and straight. And if this is enough of a stretch for you already, and you can already feel it in the groin, then that's fine, just stay here. But if you can, and your legs allow and have the flexibility to just fall nice and open, then hold on to your toes, sit up nice and tall. So wherever you are, guys, listen to that body. Sit up nice and tall, only as tall as you can. Don't worry if your spine is ever so slightly bent, but just try not to hunch too much. Okay, let's start to flap the wings of the butterfly and just warm up through these hip flexors a little bit. So even if you've got your knees up high, that's fine, just flap and do what you can. Give a little bit of movement. And then become nice and still. On an exhale, start to lean forward, and only if this is possible. You can even take your blocks or your pillows and place them in front of you. Maybe on the tall side, maybe on the shorter side, whichever's better for you. See if you can come down onto your forearms. If this isn't accessible, then just stay up seated. And that's fine. Wherever you are, that's absolutely fine, and that's where you're meant to be. Maybe with time, maybe you'll be able to come down like this. And then if you feel that your body is even more open, if you've been practicing these types of exercises for some time, then that's fine. Come all the way down onto your forearms and move your proper side. But for those of you that are very tight in the hips, remember to stay up nice and tall. Keep your hands behind you and just concentrate on keeping your spine nice and long, okay? If your legs are up here, that's fine, just stay there. Close your eyes. Wherever you are, guys, close your eyes now, and we're going to take 5 deep breaths. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. Listen to those sensations in the body. If you need to ease out of it, then do that. Let's take 1 more deep breath. And 5. Okay, you can open your eyes. You can give 1 little extra push, perhaps go a little lower to the ground, perhaps straighten your back a little bit more. And on your exhale, let's walk our hands back nice and slowly and come back up into a seat. Grab your legs and help them up. Let's give them a little squeeze into the body. Point your toes, give them a squeeze. And let's come into our next posture. Okay, we're going to stay up seated on our bums. So take your left leg underneath the right leg and bring that foot towards the right hip. Then take the right leg, place it over the left leg. Get nice and comfortable. Try to keep both your sit bones on the ground. For those of you that are very, very tight in your hips and you think that's really not possible for me, that's okay. This is where your props come in handy. So grab your pillows or your block and prop your hips up onto your pillow or onto your block. Raising your hips up should make this a little more accessible to you. Make sure that you're keeping both your sit bones onto your prop. And place that the right leg, over the left. And this may even be enough for you. Then stay here, hold onto your knee, close your eyes and sit up nice and tall. And just feel the sensations there. For those of you that want to get deeper, then you don't need a prop. Keep your props aside. And just stay here and keep your hips on the ground. Okay, keeping that leg, the right leg up at a 90-degree angle. But if you want to go even further, guys, and this is something that you can work towards, is cow face legs or gomakasana legs. Start to lean forward, get your knees to touch each other, and then sit back between your feet. Open up a little bit if you need to. Make sure that both your sit bones are on the ground. And just place your hands onto your right knee, wherever you are, guys, in any of those positions. Close your eyes, sit up nice and tall, and let's take our 5 breaths. 1, drop your shoulders back and down your spine. 2, keep your core very slightly engaged. 3, listen to the sensations of the body. 4, if you would like to, you can start to lean forward, keeping the spine nice and long, and you'll get even more intense stretch here. Let's take one more deep breath. And 5, exhale out of your mouth. And let's start to walk up if your hands are placed down. Use your arms to guide that right leg back over the left. Give your hips another little squeeze. And we're going to do the same on the other side, guys. Now remember to grab your props if you want to. I'll talk you through it again. Sit your hips up onto your prop. Now we're going to take our right leg underneath the left and take that right foot towards the left hip. And then the left leg over the top of the right. And this may be enough. Stay here, close your eyes, and just enjoy that stretch in the hips. If it's too intense, then perhaps raise your hips a little higher, or take that right foot, a little further forward. The closer you have it towards the left hip, foot towards the right hip, the more intense that's going to be. Or maybe you don't need props. And perhaps you bring both your sit bones down to the ground. Perhaps you need to keep that knee elevated, and that's okay, and be here. Or perhaps you can do the full expression of the pose, walk forward and sit between your feet. You may find one side is a little more open than the other. That's completely natural. You'll find that our bodies are not completely symmetrical, aesthetically, and even physically like this. It's different from one side to the other, and that's okay. So wherever you are, remember to sit up nice and tall, roll your shoulders down and back, down and back. Close your eyes. Place your hands on that top knee, and let's take our 5 breaths. 1, remember to engage the core ever so slightly. 2, relax all the muscles in your face. 3, listen to the body. How is it feeling? 4, either start to ease out of the pose or go a little deeper by leaning forward. And let's take our last deep breath. and 5. Start to walk your hands back. Let's use our hands to lift that leg off of the bottom leg and give them a little squeeze to the body again. Right guys, we've got our last pose of the day, our last posture, and this is going to be frog pose. Now this is quite intense. I find this quite an intense pose, but it is accessible for beginners as well. So what we're going to do is lean forward. Oh, my hip just clicked. Actually felt quite good. Lean forward. Start to open your hips out. Now some of you, this will be enough, and this is as low as you can go, and that's absolutely fine. Then grab your props, your pillows or your blocks, place them in front of you, and wherever you are, if this is enough, stay here and start to come down onto your forearms if that's accessible. If it's not, stay up on your props and just feel that stretch in the inner thighs, in the inner groin. For those of you that have more hip flexibility, I'm going to show you from the side as well, is start to widen your hips. And what we want as well is for our heels to be in line with our knees, so that we've got a bit of a 90-degree angle going on everywhere here. Start to allow your hips just to widen and fall apart. And if you can, come down onto your forearms. Don't worry if your hips don't come all the way down to the mat. Actually, very rarely do my hips ever come all the way down to the mat in this pose. I find this pose quite intense for myself anyway. So try to keep your spine nice and tall wherever you are. Remember that you can stay up on your hands and perhaps your hips are up here. That's fine. So come down only as low as you can. Send your hips a little bit back. Just getting a little bit deeper into that stretch. Try to keep everything at a 90-degree angle. Keep your feet engaged as well. So keep your feet pointing up towards your head. That's the best way to explain it. And if you want to, you can actually rest your whole body down onto the ground if that's accessible to you. But if not, stay up on your hands, stay up on your arms. So let's close our eyes here, guys, and we're going to take our last 5 breaths. Okay. So inhale, 1. Relax into the pose. 2. Slightly engage the belly. 3. Sink a little deeper if you feel that you've got that, if you feel you can. 4. Listen to those sensations in the body. Last breath. Exhale out of your mouth. Let's come up onto our hands. If you were all the way down, come all the way up and use your core here to bring your knees together. Now, whenever you practice frog, make sure that you guys have got a soft surface to rest your knees onto. Make sure you're not doing it on concrete, for instance, because your knees are so sensitive. And just make sure that you've either got some padded towels under them, perhaps a carpet like I've got, or a really soft yoga mat. Right, so let's come into a comfortable seat. And those are the 4 postures that I was teaching you today. Okay guys, I really hope this is going to be handy. You can add this into your yoga routines. You can add it to the end of your day. I mean, they're going to be really good for people that sit at a desk all day, because when you sit at a desk, your hips are becoming tighter and tighter. And so all these 4 poses are perfect for that. And with time, perhaps you'll get into the different stages that I showed you. I showed you the very beginner all the way down to a little bit more intermediate. So just keep practicing, keep doing it. The more you do anything, the better you're going to get at it. So keep going, guys, and trust me, with time, everything's going to feel amazing and things will start to feel loosened up for you. Does anybody have any questions at all that you'd like to ask me before we end our session today? Feel free to ask me anything. I see that somebody had sent me some messages, so I'm just going to check. and see what's going on. Okay, no questions there, so that's fine. You can even leave me a comment at the end once I've finished the live video if you guys want to ask me anything to do with the hips or to do with yoga, whatever it is, or if there's something you want me to film next week in particular that is going to be helpful for you, then let me know. Right guys, yeah, enjoy your day, enjoy your week. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and you can also find me on Instagram, on Facebook, and all those different platforms. So look out for me there, and feel free to subscribe to my newsletter so you never miss a live class and you never miss any uploads that I'm putting up. And I also like to share other people's things on my newsletter as well. So sometimes there'll be stuff to do with maybe music, to do with nature, whatever it is, something that I find interesting and useful. So look me up on YogaCandi.com. And anyway guys, until next week, enjoy your day. Love you all. Namaste.